Hi, Jerry! Oh my god. Before we go over everything, I just wanted to tell you, from a production standpoint, we are so proud of every single one of you in this Zoom link right now. We're even proud of our people who got 18 through 12. We're just proud of all of you for making Instinct our inaugural season of fucking Slap Fest. There was drama. There was calling people pussies and bitches. There was everything. Billy, Sam, and I, we were here for it all. But that is not what y'all are here for, because we'll talk all about you beautiful people after this when we talk about the reunion. But to let everybody know, between Sam and Adele, who won the final pack leader, it was Sam. He ensured his spot in the top two, and he chose to evict either Adele or Drew P. Do we have any guesses on who he evicted at all?
Adele.
My gut's saying Adele, but if you want a better shot at winning, I think you would evict Drew.
I wouldn't be surprised if he evicted Drew. If Drew was evicted, I expect him to be very pissed off coming here. Probably Adele, though.
I think Adele, because I think he worked closer with Drew, and I think Drew has pissed more people off than Adele. That's my opinion.
Who knows?
Hey, we got some of y'all opinions. You send the Zoom link, right?
Yep.
Okay. Are they joining?
They should be.
He evicted Drew.
He evicted Drew?
He evicted Drew. Drew has become our final juror of
Third place king.
Instinct season 1.
Okay, can I just say something? For someone who said they didn't want to be final 3, you should have backdoored Sam final 7.
I didn't say I didn't want to be final 3. I just said I wanted to be final 2.
Okay, we'll talk about all that later, but we got shit to do. Okay, so yes, Sam chose to evict Drew P. Drew P is our final juror of this evening, and we are inviting Sam and Adele in the Zoom link shortly, to where you can just read them for filth if you wanted to. Y'all know how this works.
Drew, you look really good tonight, by the way. I knew you got ready for the finale, right?
Not the eviction. I did.
But you do look really good tonight. I will say that. So
thank you.
Yeah. Just here waiting for our final 2.
Oh God, does that mean I have to say Drew P and Drew O again?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Sorry, love.
No.
We're going to ask everyone who isn't asking a question during the current time to please go off camera as well. So
and mute. And do not unmute until we say so.
Period, too. Alrighty, so we have both of our final 2 here. Are you both ready? Fabulous. Okay, so I'm just gonna go by my screen, and Callum, if you have anything to ask them, anything, now is your time.
Good, Chris.
What?
Opening statements for the finalists first.
Oh, we do opening statements? Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, never mind. Fuck that. Okay, yeah. I clowned. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, Adele, ladies first, obviously. You're on mute. You're on mute, baby.
Whoops. Okay. I just wanted to say thanks to Sam for choosing me to be up against him. The whole game I wanted to be against you at the end. So I'm happy that it's me and you. I've always said if I made it to the end, I wanted to be up against the best, and if I can beat them, well, then I'd become the best. So I'm going to try. Anyway, I can't believe I made it this far. To be honest, I played this game different than a lot of people did. I did that by playing with my strengths, which is my social play. I knew my strong suit was not going to be the comps, so I knew to get far in the game, I had to pull out all the stops and be sociable and get people to want to trust and want to work with me and not against me. I made it be known that I was trustworthy and honest. I aligned myself with the people I believed would keep me safe, and I made sure they trusted me. Some of these connections I felt formed straight away, whereas others grew later in the game. Sam, Caleb, Drew, and Bruno were definite connections I felt I could grasp onto straight away, and I made sure they knew that. I pushed for these connections, and I didn't really talk game unless it was absolutely necessary. I tried to build connections with everyone the whole game whenever I could, but those I felt I could not, I made sure that others had them on their radar to possibly put them up as prey. One example was when Sam won PL, he wanted to know who I would choose, and I did mention Grace. I was in the All Girls Alliance at the time, but I did not have a close connection, well, not enough to believe that she would have kept me safe further down the line. And especially after Caitlin was slaughtered, I knew that the alliance wasn't going to work. Closer to the end game, Bruno came to me about creating an alliance with Ray. And I've got to admit, Ray, you were the strongest player to me. I didn't know where you stood compared to a few of the others. And so I did join this alliance to sort of get an idea where your head was at. And I did use it as an opportunity to get you out. When Bruno was the PL pack leader, I did mention the possible alliance that you could still be using. And I did say that it is an individual game. So I did see that as an opportunity for Ray to be a target. And then when you said that she would be the best person to keep safe, I knew that I had to use that information to keep Brandon. And I'd already told Brandon I was going to keep him safe and I don't break promises. So I made sure that I pushed for that. The one time I won PL, not the part threes, my obvious prey was Callum. And then when he won the Roy, I had to think, what could I do to best help my game and who won't? And before I made that decision, Callum did come to me to say that I should put up Bruno, to say he said it was going to be the smartest and strongest play, but for me, that wasn't smart because Bruno trusted me and I trusted him and we had a mutual agreement. So I did put Jonah up because I didn't know where he stood. And I made sure Jackson was going to stay that round. And I knew I wasn't going to be there. So I made sure I had people to make sure he would stay. And I wasn't sure that it was going to work. But I knew if it did, that both Bruno and Jackson would probably see my loyalty and trust me and want me to be further in the game. Then when Bruno won a few rounds later, he told me he was going to put Drew P and Callum up. I used this opportunity to tell him that Callum had came to me to put Bruno up when I was PL. I said that because I wanted to make that final push to make sure that Callum was a target. And Callum wasn't going to help my game, whereas even though I didn't really speak with Drew P at that stage, we had a mutual agreement and understanding about things. And also I feel like majority of you did trust me and believed I could probably benefit your game, but I made sure it benefited my game the most. I hope that one by one you would be taking each other out, which did work, and keep me around because I wasn't seen as a threat because I didn't win. I didn't really win comps or Roy's, and I was wary because I had one that under the radar. thing, and I was seen as under the radar, so it would have been easy to take me out. But I don't know if anyone knew, or when you guys did know, that I had good connections with pretty much everyone, because I feel like everyone felt they could trust me, and I told them I trusted them. I did trust them. It just I wasn't sure if that was going to fuck my game up. I did never lie to anyone. I just want to make that clear. I just said the right things to make sure that I was the person you wanted to keep around. And I didn't talk a game with a lot of you because I didn't want to reveal anything unless I was specifically asked. And that's all I've got for my opening statement.
Thank you, Adele. Sam, take it away.
I can't that you're eating right now.
Sorry, I'm so hungry.
Hold on, my speaker just started playing because they said Adele. How do I turn this off?
Hey Google. Oh God.
Great, okay.
Oh my God. Hey Google. Oh, okay.
We'll just toss that over there. Okay, sorry. Hi everyone, congratulations to Adele for making the final two. That was absolutely not an easy decision to make between you and Drew. Something that I tried to do at the start of this game was be as reciprocal as possible. I wanted to create legitimate relationships with as many people as I could to get them to like me, to get them to want to work with me, want to give me information. And as the game progressed, I never once approached people for an alliance. All of the alliances that I was in, some, whether or not I knew about them, all of those alliances did come to me. So I was able to create connections with people and make them feel safe that they wanted to work with me. Something else I tried to do at the very beginning of the game was win a competition so that anybody that was working with me would see that I wasn't afraid to win a competition and make any kind of move that benefited not just my game, but also my alliance's game. And with the competition aspect and the social aspect, I tried to make it as reciprocal as possible, like I said, where if you were able to give me some sort of information, I gave you information, whether that was personal or game-based. Everything that was on a personal level that was outside the game, all of that was very legitimate. But if it had to do with the game and I was just trying to gain information from you, I gave enough information to you to gain a little bit more so that I knew what people were thinking and when they were thinking of making moves so that I could either make a move before that or go along with the move if I thought that was going to benefit my game at that time. Right around the middle of the game, that's when my game took a hit with the touchy subjects. And we don't necessarily know exactly what the majority was in terms of the vote for that, but I did receive the most likely to win or who's going to win the challenge or win the game subject. And I think that's when people kind of started to really look at me as a contender. From there, 2 rounds later, I won another pack leader challenge, and that's when the jury started. And in my mind, I had a reason to vote out every single juror, and I had a hand in getting every single one of you out, except Drew Olson. That was the only one where I kind of like, skirt, wait a second, this is happening, I have to adjust. Every single other juror, I believe I had a hand in getting every single one of you out. And from the final 8, I had to pull out my challenge side and basically win to get here. So I think I have shown both a social skill, a challenge skill, and wrapped them into one player that made the final 2. So thanks.
Okay. Alrighty, thank you, final two. So we are going to go by jury order, and since Grace is not here, now Callum, it is your turn.
Hi guys. I don't think I've got any questions per se, but what I do want to say is you guys have played great games. Massive congratulations for getting to where you have done. Although I've not got any questions, and although I've been very vocal in the jury chat as to which way I'd like to see this go, I do genuinely wish both of you the best of luck because you've been great contestants and you've had a wicked run this season.
Thank you, Callum.
Thanks, Callum.
Just wanted to let all the jurors know that we are giving you roughly 3 to 5 minutes each on asking questions and getting questions answered. So, yeah. Jackson, you're up next, boo.
Sweet. All right. First off, congratulations to you both. It wasn't easy to get there. I believe you both deserve to be there. Yeah, what I want you guys to do to get my vote is I want you to drag kind of the other player's game a little bit. Tell me why the other person does not deserve to win. So yeah, whoever wants to go first can kind of go. Adele, if you want to go first, ladies first.
I honestly can't drag his game. He played the best game. He was good with comms. He was good with sociable. Honestly, I can't fault that. That's my answer.
Adele, I think, is pretty much for the whole game. She was somebody that people didn't really necessarily talk to, and even if she was honest, they didn't know exactly where they stood with her entirely. There were a lot of people that didn't know if she would go on, or if she would put them on the block if she won another challenge. She didn't talk game with a lot of people, and for a good portion of the game, because she wasn't the strongest in competitions, people only kind of relied on her for a vote. And just kind of, there was a portion, especially in the middle after she had won the one pack leader competition, that people were looking at her as a vote on their side, whether or not she was necessarily good for that. They could count on her to make a move on their side, whatever that was. And at the very end, those last couple rounds leading up to the final 3, she was placed against people to get them out because everybody knew that she wasn't going to be, or they thought that she wasn't going to be evicted and thought that she stood the best chance at getting every other target out of the game. So she was placed against Drew. She was placed against Bruno. She was placed against Brandon to get them out.
Perfect. I think that answers it. Good luck to you both, and can't wait to talk to you guys later. See you guys.
My baby Drew Olson, take it away.
Hello again, you two. It's me. Don't worry. I am so proud that it's you two in the finals. When I left, you were the two that I really wanted to see there. So I'm so excited. I'm proud of both of you. I don't know. I guess I do have a statement. I have a statement and I may have a question too. So I'm just going to ramble because obviously I have 3 to 5 minutes. So anyways, so I know Sam's game because me and Sam basically were in alignment with each other this game. My only thing is, and I'm not a bitter bitch at all by any means. I can be, but I'm not. I do believe you were I believe we were in sync with, we wanted to go to the final 2 together, Sam. The only thing that irks me a little bit, and I have respect for it because it got you here, but the only thing that irked me was if I really had a final 2 and I wanted to sit in the final 2 with them, I would have done whatever I could to fight to keep them here, even if it would have put me in a bad spot. That's on me though. on you. I respect what you did. You told me you were going out and doing it. Bruno confirmed you were doing it. But I just left a weird taste in my mouth that I would have fought harder for my final two. But that I think is a testament to your game, which is what gets to my question. A lot of the jury members think that Ray and I were way more strategic than you were. So can you please differentiate yourself from Ray and I and how you were more strategic than us?
Yeah, sure. So everybody's relationships with each other were different. There were times where Rayanne would go do something or you would go do something, and I was just kind of in the back a little bit. I knew what was going on. There were times where we would encourage each other to go do other things. More often than not, I would encourage both of you to go either have a conversation or go do something because I didn't want that blood on my hands. And so a lot of things that happened in the middle of the game were on you. A lot of the things that happened in the middle of the game were on Rayanne. And I got nearly none of the blood because everything kind of fell on both of you. So I guess in a way I was more strategic in the fact that I let both of you take the fall for all of those actions, because nobody thought that either I was involved in any of it or they just didn't think that I had a hand in it at all. And then there were times where like when Caleb was considering whether or not to put you up or whether or not to put Jackson up, there was just one conversation that I had with Caleb, and Drew P was pushing for you to go on the nomination block. And there was a conversation that I had with Caleb, and he and I basically talked out why Jackson should go up instead of you. And Jackson's the one that ended up going up. There were times where things like those happened, where I was the one that did have to have the conversation, but it might not have seemed as aggressive or as forward as you and Rayanne.
Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. Because again, I wanted to know what your strategic point was. And Adele, I'm gonna ask you a question too. I'm not gonna leave you out. I wanna give you a chance as well. So we all do respect that you had a good social game. You connected well with people. Can you tell me maybe like one or two instances that you knew that you were gonna do what you were gonna do? I'm wording this wrong. An instance that you can say that you were able to use our relationships that you built to get you further. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Really quickly, okay. We got about a minute left, so but continue.
Okay. So, for instance, when Jonah was put up, I had made sure Jackson was the one that could trust me, and I forget the question. Sorry.
You're getting to it. It's just, how do you use your relationships to make sure you got yourself further in the game?
I made sure I had relationships with everyone. I made sure other people were the targets by just making sure that they trusted me. I made sure that them, and that if I say for instance when it was Rayanne and Brandon up, I used that information and I made sure Ray was the one that left, even though I had both good connections with both of them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, both of you, for answering the questions. I'm so happy you're both there. I'm going to be happy with either of you winning. But for now,
Thank you, Drew. Caleb, you are up next. And a reminder, 3 to 5 minutes.
Wow, that's a shade towards me.
I will cut you off.
Okay. No. I want to first start off. I'm very glad to see you guys here. You were two of the people that I connected the most with on personal levels. I think you're both kind, very welcoming, very humble, very good people. To someone that I would want to meet in my real life, you know. So I'm very thankful to have met you guys. But as you know, I'm very talkative and I like to know things. So I'm gonna start with Adele. Adele, I think a lot of at least the way I perceived your gameplay, at a lot of votes, especially towards the middle of the game, you told multiple people, you know, you're only voting for this person to stay in the majority. So I want you to say what is the defining moment that you did, you mentioned the Ray Ann thing, which I really like that. And also maybe explain how you capitalize, the big players, you're going crazy, blah, 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 how you used your under the radar strategy to further your game. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good question. So when there was people up, I did vote with majority most of the time. If I wasn't, I was honest with that. I said I was undecided, and then I would make the decision on that day. Capitalizing on all the people that were strong around me, I made sure that they wanted me there to say, yeah, this person's the one that needs to go. At that end game, pretty much every single person, besides I would say Grace and Callum, I knew I could, I felt they could trust me, and I trusted them. So I knew I had to use that to, if it was either one of them up, I would go back and forth to both of them, seeing what they would say to me, and I would see what everyone else was thinking, and I would say which one I thought was best for my game. Either way, I knew that either one that went out, the other one I was close to anyway. So either way, it would have helped my game, no matter who went.
All right, thank you, Adele. I really appreciate that. Sam, my question for you is, okay, so you talk about how you played a very, very strong social game, which I do agree. But I do feel like in the later portion of the game, you did rely on competitions more so than the strategic and social aspect. So I want you to explain in your late game how you socially and strategically placed yourself in the final two without winning the ROIs or the pack leaders. So thank you.
I don't think I could have. I'm not gonna lie. I think once the final 8 hit and Brandon put me on the block for the first time, I fully believe that had I been the final nominee in any of those situations at 8, at 6, at 5, or even at 4, I fully believe that if I were a final nominee, then I would have been evicted. So I don't think, and I don't think that has anything to do with my social game necessarily. I think that has more to do with people felt most threatened by me.
All right, thank you guys so much. You guys both played outstanding games. I was very much rooting for both of you in the jury chat, preaching your games up a lot. So congratulations on making final 2. You obviously did something that none of us could have done, and you're both sitting there. So either way, you're both deserving winners. And I'm once again so thankful that I've met you through this game, and hopefully we can remain friends outside of this game. So thank you guys once again.
Thank you, Caleb. Ray Ann, it is your turn, Dollface.
Hello, I'm gonna keep this short. I like people who backstab because I'm a messy bitch. So who is the person you backstab the most, do you think, and why did it benefit your game? Sam, you go first this time.
I actually did my best not to backstab anybody, and at least until I felt they backstabbed me. Bye. But the one and only person I consider myself having to backstab, especially before they were able to do it to me, was Drew just 20 minutes ago at the final three. He and I did at one point, very early in the game, he and I did create a final two, and I was very loyal to it, as well as being very loyal with the Heathers. And I had to take him out. I felt that he had a game very similar to mine, and that if he were sitting next to me, I felt like I would have had a much harder time winning.
Cool. Adele?
Mine was you. Honestly, because I had told you that we had the Girls Alliance, we had the alliance with Bruno. I felt that me wanting you out, but not telling you I wanted you out until that final moment, that was a bit of a backstab. But I wanted you gone from jury stage because you were the strongest for me. I knew that when you were up against Jackson, I did try and fight for Jackson, but he didn't. He already shut down and didn't want to fight for the chance. So I knew that chance when it was against you and Brendan, I had to make sure you were out. And I'm sorry, but it was my gameplay. That's what I had to do.
Thank you. Good luck.
Bruno, I know you're here. Yeah, I saw you get off mute. It's your turn, baby.
Hi guys, congrats. I'm very proud of both of you, and I feel like the relationship I had with both of you is with. I feel like I had a very similar relationship to Adele that I had with Sam, vice versa. So my first thing I want to just get off. Did either of you know anyone coming into this game? No. Okay, that's what I thought, and like
No.
I want to give you guys props for that, because like I only came into this game having played a game with Abby, London Abby, and didn't know anybody else, but I knew there were other people like Caleb and others who had known each other from past games. So I want to credit you guys for coming into this game not knowing anyone. I think I want to start off with Sam. So Sam, with what some people were saying in the jury, and Drew O had touched up on this with you, with the strategy aspect of your game. When did you want me gone specifically?
There was no actual specific with it. Between Rayanne, Drew, and myself, we had been talking from right before live night, the first live night happened, that because you had gotten so close to winning so many challenges that you were going to be a threat towards the end. So we had kind of started to plan when it was time to get you out. For myself, though, like for me as an individual, not including the Alliance, I actually felt at that point when first live night happened, I felt that you and I were still really close. And you and I still talked game enough that I felt that we were aligned, maybe not necessarily in an alliance per se, but that you and I were aligned enough that our targets were similar. So I don't think I really looked at to get you out from my own game until about Final 9, Final 8.
Okay, because it seemed like Drew O was pushing for me to go at some point, and then giving you, or like telling you to say things in order for like Caleb to put me up, or so like I don't know, in my head I thought, since you were the other person that I related to like as a challenge beast, and that if I thought that maybe you would push for me to stay a little bit longer, just for me to serve as a shield towards you, so like you weren't the only one highlighted and doing very well in comps. But overall, I do think that you've played a great game. You're well-rounded, and yeah, so I just want to say congrats on that. And Adele, my question for you, I think I have like two questions for you. First off, I love you. You know, we connected so well together. So when Sam and I were on the block, were you gonna vote Sam out to tie it? Did you really want me to stay to try
So
to
that one,
forward?
when I had that, because I had that conversation with you, I fully believe what you were saying. So I was going to vote Sam, but I didn't want to make that decision unless I'd also spoken to both Sam and Brandon. So for me, yes, I was going to make it so then it tied, but I wanted to speak with Sam because I was loyal to both of you. So that was a hard decision for me if that was what it was going to be against, because both of you guys I loved, and I wanted final two with either one of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that to me, I was honest with you there, and I'm glad I didn't have to make that decision.
If you were, and now my question, let's just say Sam got eliminated right after me. Who would you have wanted to go up against, Drew P or Brandon?
Well, me and Brandon did make a final two alliance thing, but because he had put me up on the block twice after saying he wouldn't have, I would have chosen Drew P if I won that final.
Gotcha. Well, I just want to congratulate you again, Adele. I think, you know, originally when I first entered the jury, I felt like people maybe weren't giving you the credit that you deserved. And then as rounds went on, when Brandon joined, and then it got down to you, Drew, and Sam, I think a lot of the jury members were acknowledging your game and that you have played a fluid game. And I think from here, like after I'm done, you know, just really try to sell yourself, Adele, and sell your game that you know, people did not press you to reveal your cards. You know, you played a very fluid game, and people, you were able to collect everybody else's thoughts of what they wanted in the game without having to share your own. So that's something to be proud of. And yeah, good luck, guys.
Thank you, Bruno. Brandon.
Yeah, I get it. Congratulations, you two. I'm really proud of you guys. One of you took me out, rightfully so, and one of you gave me your DoorDash. So obviously, this is gonna be a very hard decision for me. And obviously, especially in this season, especially with a lot of the competition, you two generally stayed out, but like I tried to be myself. So props on you. I'm not letting you escape that tonight. I got 5 questions here. I want you to rip the fuck into people. And no,
ma'am. We will cut you off at 5 minutes. We will cut you off at 5 minutes.
No. These are just quick questions. Don't worry about it. All right? I'm considerate of people's times here. Now, pretty much just from each of you, just because, you know, I want you to name one juror that surprised you game-wise, one juror that absolutely scared the shit out of you, one juror that you felt extremely underwhelmed by, and one juror you would straight up murder. Straight up. No shame. Who wants to go first?
You can go first, Sam.
Shady. Okay. So one that we were impressed by, for me, that would be you, for sure. Kind of like I said, after you had been eliminated, you, I think, were somebody that surprised a lot of people, and if not a lot of people, you definitely surprised me. You said that you undersold your game, and while I don't think you undersold it 100% as well as you did, or as well as you thought, I do think you did undersell it very well, and right towards the end, you were definitely somebody to be I mean, you were a contender for sure. You knew exactly when you needed to pull out the wins, and you almost did several times. So from the start of the game to the end of the game, you were definitely somebody that I was extremely surprised by. Somebody that I was extremely threatened by was probably Rayanne. She was somebody that had from day one, not just because she won the first pack leader, but from day one, she had very good connections with everybody. Every single person said that they really liked her. They talked to her. They thought she was good. They thought she was going to go far. And so almost immediately, even though she was on my side, almost immediately I was threatened by her. Somebody that I felt underwhelmed by, I guess I would say Grace, only because from what I was getting from other people, she talked to people that that she already had on her side and kind of just like left everyone else at the wayside. I did try and have conversations with her, and there were instances where she would just not respond for a whole day, even though she talked in the house chat, or 2 whole days, even though she talked in the house chat, or someone else would say, I just got off a call with Grace, or I just talked to Grace and she said this. So I guess from my personal game, I was underwhelmed by her. And someone that I would kill just straight up, fuck. Just because of our relationship together, in terms of the game, I'd want to kill Olsen because he gave me so much anxiety in the game.
Thanks, Adele.
So I also agree. Brandon, you surprised the hell out of me, and it was a good surprising. You made sure you got that far by fighting for what you wanted, and it was impressive, and can't fault that. What was the next one? Underwhelmed?
One who you felt extremely threatened by, one who you felt was underwhelming, and one who straight murder.
Okay. Threatened by definitely Rayanne. I knew she was good with the strategical side. Everyone said they loved her, and I didn't know where her thoughts lie. So that was very scary for me because I didn't know where she stood. What was the other one? Sorry, I feel bad. The one I would kill, Caleb. You know I love you, but just because you, it'd be you. And underwhelming, I'm also going to say Grace, because I did try and talk to you a little bit, but I never did get replies either. And even when we had that Girls Alliance, it was, yeah, I was very underwhelmed by that. That's my answers.
Apologies for that. I just wanted to lay up the mood a bit here. But in all seriousness, congrats, you guys. And yeah, may the best person win.
Thank you, Brandon. I'm a firm believer on whoever gets last year has to go last. So Grace, you are going up next.
Hello, finalists. I already knew, don't worry, I already knew the underwhelmed thing was coming because I really sucked at this game. So I'm gonna get that credit there. But congrats to both of y'all. I do feel, even though it may have looked like I did not show any care whatsoever, I do have paid attention to both of y'all, and I think both of y'all played very, 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 very well. I do have okay, so I do have questions, but I'm going to be asking Sam first. So I want to know that okay, so you put me up as one of your prey when when you won pack leader, and I ended up going home out of that. And as I was talking and trying to campaign and make my rounds, I was told you did not care which of the two went home. However, I was against someone on the block who openly said they were going to put you up if they won the pack leader competition. And I will say you were not on my radar. I will admit that to you. It may have probably, I guess to you, it looked like you didn't know because like I said, I was really horribly social at this game. I want to know why me leaving was more beneficial to your game against someone who said, oh, I'm nominating you if I win the pack leader comp.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you asked this because I have been waiting to explain this to you. So for me, it actually had nothing to do with my social with you. Oh, okay. It had nothing to do with our interactions. It had everything to do with the fact that when I had won, every single person at that stage of the game said that they liked you, said that they loved you, said that they wanted to work with you, said that they wanted you to go far. For somebody that had a target on their back already and somebody that was already considered a threat in the game, you not having a target was a huge thing for my game, because that meant that people wanted to work with you. People would have chosen you over me. People would have let you go far. And the fact that you also didn't win competitions would have allowed you to just continue to fly under the radar and sweep through. The fact that Brandon had a small target on his back and said that he openly was targeting me, that was a reason for other people to keep him in the game. Because then he would then target me instead of them. At the same time, when I said that I didn't really care, to me, I stated that you were my target, but at the same time, if either of you had left, it wouldn't have really bothered me because my job as pack leader was to nominate 2 people I thought were threats. And even though I did say my target was you, it was ultimately up to the house whether or not they wanted to honor that or whether or not they agreed that it was the same, that you being a target was aligning with their game, or if they wanted to go against me and do something like that. So yeah.
Alrighty, thank you. I've been wondering, ever since I walked in the door, I've been wondering what's the logic, but now I understand. So Adele, my question for you is, Caleb kind of already stated it with his question, but I have a different question with it. You threw out, it's a common strategy in the pre-jury portion of the game that, oh, you can vote, like, oh, I want to just vote with the majority, especially in the very beginning. I told, whenever I was talking, I did tell that to people, like, oh, I just want to stick with that majority. However, as it kind of got later into kind of later pre-jury and into jury, I noticed you used that same strategy. Oh, I just want to stay in the majority of the votes. I just want to stay in the majority of the votes. And so when it came to my slaughter, that was something that I even asked you, and you said I want to stay in the majority. Other people, you were getting the same, they were getting the same thing out of you. So I want to know if during that vote, if there is any strategic benefit to your game as to why you voted me, other than I just wanted to stay in the majority.
So I did say to you that I was voting the majority. I made sure that it was the majority before I said that. But because we didn't really have a connection, I had started creating a connection with Brandon. So I wanted him to stay over you because I could feel that he would have my back later on in the game, other than you, only because I couldn't get anything out of you, and I didn't know where your head was at. So I felt very unsure of where you were at compared to Brandon. So yes, I did say to you that I was voting with the majority because I guess I didn't want to say, oh yeah, I'm voting you out because of that. But yeah, you were the person that I wanted out even when I won pack leader, but because of that alliance we had, I wasn't going to throw you under the bus. So I did hope that it was something that I could have done further down the road. So I'm glad I got Sam to get you out, put you up. But yeah, that was my game play, not voting you when I had that chance. But when you were up against Brandon, you had to go, because there was nothing there for me to get me further. Whereas with Brandon, I knew he would help me get further.
Okay. Well, that is all I have. I do think both of y'all had some really good answers. Hold on a second. Stop. My dog's squeaking. But I think both of y'all had some really good answers, and definitely you guys explained your reasoning again. And yeah, I'm really glad. And obviously doing that did a benefit to both of y'all, because you both were sitting in the final two. So I will give you that. But yeah, that's what I got. And I think I have my decision made on who I'm voting. So good luck and much love to y'all.
Thank you, Grace. Last but certainly not least, I know you've been waiting a long time. Come on, Drew P, take us home.
Hello, guys. Congrats on making final two. Like I said, both of y'all deserve to be there. Either one of y'all deserve to win. My first question is for Adele. I want to know, because you don't really have, your comp wins aren't the highest in the season. So I want to kind of know, what was the biggest move you made on your own without anybody's help whatsoever? You yourself and only you made.
Well, I did win that one pack later, so making sure that I made that move to get Jonah out, because I knew I wasn't going to get far with him, and making connections with everyone I could. That is what made me get to this point. I made sure that they trusted me, and in turn I made sure that I knew that they wanted to keep me. Even when I was put up as a pawn, I made sure that they wanted to keep me there and not the other person. So I made sure, even though when we got to up and had to say our little bit about why we should stay, I was never good at that bit, but I made sure beforehand that I was definitely going to stay. I was also always nervous because I wasn't sure where it was going to go, but I made sure that I made those strong connections. I made those strong connections with everyone to get me that far, and my move was just to, I guess, I didn't want to stay under the radar, but I did make sure that everyone did want me there with them. I told them stuff only if they asked me. So I kept a lot of information to myself and said things to people to make sure that they trusted me. They just didn't ask the right questions.
All right, thank you. And my next question for Sam. I kind of want to do a 180 with your question. I asked Adele what her biggest move was. What was your worst move that you made in this game? And what would you have done differently to better your game rather than it possibly hurting your game?
I think one of my worst moves was something that I tried to avoid, but kind of got dragged into all of those alliances. I mean, there's the old adage with these games of you never say no to an alliance, but there is a point where it gets a little messy. And with how this game was progressing since round 5, every single alliance that was in the game got leaked. And something that I wasn't necessarily able to avoid was not getting those leaked. So from round 5, just consistently round after round, an alliance I was in, whether or not I was even considering fully being a part of it and was just dragged into it, or didn't even know about it, because there was one with Drew, Olsen, Callum, and myself that I was told of. Didn't even know about it until it was you against Callum. And so I guess having so many alliances come together and get leaked is something that I think was one of my weakest aspects of my game, and just kind of tightening that up and really kind of having conversations with people and wanting to stick more smaller than create larger groups of people that were able to get information.
All righty. Thank you, guys. I think from everything that I've heard so far, I think my choice has been made. But regardless, you know, congrats to both of y'all making final 2, and I'll be happy with either person winning.
Thank you, Drew O. I am now going to take it over to our final 2. This is the last.
Not Drew O.
Oh my God, Drew O. I'm so sorry, Drew P. I'm sorry. Just wrote down Drew P for your vote too. It's okay. I'm clowning tonight. Hope I don't get out in perception. It's fine. So yeah, I'm now taking it over to my final 2. This is your last chance to impress the jury, and we've always gone by ladies first. So Adele, this is your closing statement.
Okay, so I played the hell out of this game, and the fact that I could not save myself for the hell of it with winning comps or relics, I had to rely on my connections throughout the whole game, and I had to hope that certain people would win just so I knew I'd be safe. When it came to the final 8, I knew if any one of those people won, I would be able to be safe, because I made those strong connections with everyone there. But I could never guarantee that safety, so I was scared every moment. The only person I was wary of after Callum and Grace had been slaughtered was Brandon, only because he had promised that I wasn't touching the block, and then he did put me up. And he did make it obvious that I was a pawn, but that scared the shit out of me. So I had to make sure that the people that were voting, I had the connections with, and I made sure that I was the one that was being safe. I was loyal, I was honest, and if anyone is undecided, please just vote for me because of my social game. I didn't win because of comps. I just had to play the social game, and that is what made me get to final 2. That's my final plea.
Thank you, Adele. Sam, take it away.
Right. So first off, thank you all for this journey. This being my second game, I guess, back to this community. It has been an absolute roller coaster of a ride. So thank you all for being part of this. To me, this game is all about adaptability. It is using your strengths and even sometimes your weaknesses in progressing yourself through the game. Like I said, something I wanted to do at the very beginning was form relationships and use those relationships to get to progress myself through the game and gain information to know when it was time to make a move and when it was time to kind of sit back, not necessarily sit back, but be okay with not being as aggressive. There's a time to put the pedal to the metal, and there's a time to kind of lay back a little bit so that you aren't being as super aggressive with the game. With the adaptability of the game, I want to challenge early on so that I could show anybody that was on my side, anybody that considered me an ally, would be able to trust that if I won a challenge, I would have their back, and that I was able to win challenges as well. And then by round 6, when I won the touchy subject of who's going to win the game, that's when the target really got on my back, and I knew I had to lay off a little bit. I couldn't be as challenge heavy, even though I did win another challenge after that. I had to rely on more social skills to adapt and kind of lessen the target as much as I could. From the time that the jury started, like I said earlier, I believe that I did have a hand in every single one of you getting a seat there, except for Drew Olson, when I still had to adapt my game to stay as neutral or as unrelated to that situation as possible. And then from the final 8 was the first time that I was nominated, and I had to rely on my physical prowess and my challenge prowess to basically, like I said, win my way here. I knew that I was good in challenges, and I knew that that was when I had to put the pedal to the metal, so to speak. And if I had not won any of those challenges, that I definitely would not be sitting here right now. So it is something that I think I was able to do very well and know when it was time to make a move, when it was time to not make a move, and when I needed to pull out a social aspect or a challenge aspect to get myself further. And just one more time, I want to thank you all for being part of this journey. It has been absolutely fun, and good luck to Adele.
Alrighty, guys, you've done all that you can. We're so excited to see the turnout. Now we're going to take it over to the jury. One by one, I will ask all of you to go to your pod chat and now vote for a winner. So if you want to say like a few words before then, feel free. Grace, you are up first.
Okay. Oh, stop! I'm doing my questions. Sorry. But so my few words is good luck to both of y'all. I would love if whoever won, I would say it's a good winner for sure. Yeah. Good luck. And to the person I'm voting for, good job. You slayed it. Let me go vote.
Thank you, Grace. Callum, you're up next.
Okie dokie. So, right, I've popped that in the chat. Can I just say that to both of you, a massive well done. You've done really well to get this far. I thought I had my vote locked, but you guys both gave such good kind of for and against debate style answers in this final that it's really come down to the wire, and my vote has really come down to this final. I surprised myself because I thought I had it locked, but to the person that I voted, good job, and you deserve it.
Thank you, Callum. Jackson, you're up next.
Like I said, congrats to you both. I'm gonna vote for who I believe played the better game, but good luck to both of you.
Jackson, thank you. Drew O, it's your turn.
I'll make this short and sweet because you know I can ramble. I'm proud of both of you. I love you both. I'm glad I get to cast a vote for one of you. I'm sorry our final 2 couldn't be a reality. I couldn't be sitting right next to you, but I'm proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew O. Caleb, you're up next.
Hey guys, once again, congratulations. In a game of instincts, there are hunters and prey, and both of you were hunters, and you both rightfully deserve your spot in the final 2, and I'm so proud of both of you. Keep your head high to whoever does get second place, because you both are amazing people. This was a wire of a freaking debate. I'm proud of you guys so much. You're awesome, so just keep being you.
Thank you, Caleb. Ray Ann, take it away if she's here. There we go.
Fuck me gently with a chainsaw.
We love you so, so much, Ray Ann. Thank you. Bruno, you are up next.
It was a pleasure to play with the both of you. And yeah, great job. Thank you for voting Caleb out with me. And yeah, so good luck, guys.
Bruno, thank you. Brandon, it's your turn.
I am still accepting applications for an alliance. Please message me after the game. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandon. Last but not least, Drew P, take us home.
Alrighty, guys. You know how I feel about both of y'all. I love both of y'all on a personal level. So obviously I can't go off of that. I got to go off of strictly game. I am going to vote for who I think had the best overall game as far as social, physical, and strategic. So with that, good luck to both of y'all.
Alrighty. Now is a time where everybody can come on camera so I can see your beautiful faces.
Yes, bring everyone on
I-
camera.
And I will tally the votes. Totally use a Survivor reference, but it's okay.
Can you re-enable my camera because it says the host disabled it?
Chris. Wherever he is. He'll do it in a second.
Sorry, love.
Thank you. That's okay.
Just to let everybody know, we did have some pre-jurors join us. Welcome, Adam and Caitlin. Hi, babies.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Adam.
Hey.
I'm ready for Paige to show up.
Oh, me too. I really would have loved to seen how far Adam would have made it had he not been took out so early. Like, honestly.
Ray, I'm sorry, I heard that. Sorry.
Oh, and then Caitlin left. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. The time has come. Sam, did you update the chart for me?
I did.
Bless you. Okay. So yeah, we have crowned a winner. These 9 jurors voted for one of you two to be our first ever Instinct winner. One of you will be taking home a $250 cash prize. Are y'all excited? Are y'all nervous? Are y'all ready? Because we are. This fucking long-ass fucking season. I'm so tired. But it's okay. I'm proud of both of you. Alrighty. We will reveal who all the jurors have voted to win. You need at least 5 votes to win, and you want to see your name on this thing. Why do I have the waiting room still on? Okay, they're good. Alrighty. I'm gonna go by reverse order because why not? Drew P, my fucking wonderful expo marker, casted his vote for Sam to be the winner of Instinct Season 1. Brandon casted his vote for Adele to be the winner of Instinct Season 1. 1-1. Bruno. Can you see it? Bruno voted for Sam. Ray Ann casted her vote for Sam. Sam leads 3-1. Next up is Caleb, the loudmouth. He casted his vote for Sam to be the winner of Instinct Season 1. Sam has 4 votes. Adele has 1. It takes 5 votes to win. Drew O has casted his vote for Sam. Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Sam. You are our Instincts Season 1 winner.
Congrats.
You deserve it.
Well done, Sam.
Congrats, Sam.
Period.
Congrats.
Can I just say how ironic is it says that we're supposed to trust our instincts, and literally from touchy subjects, when we voted with our instincts, Sam did end up winning.
The
To let,
foreshadowing.
to let everybody know, Callum, Jackson, and Grace all voted for Sam to win. So Sam, you have won by a vote of 8-1.
Can I take a shot?
Thanks, everyone.
Sam,
Period.
Legend of Instinct!
Congrats,
what I
Sam.
would say at this
Oh my
point
God,
is
Sam, you're $250 richer now.
I don't gotta apply for unemployment this week.
Alcohol.
Hey Sam, I will admit, literally,
And
literally
just,
right.
just to put it out there, Adele, keep your head up high. You played an amazing game and nothing to be ashamed about whatsoever. Your first
Queen
Skype
Oh, yeah,
game.
Dale, you
Shit.
did really good too. Like, you
Mhm.
played as well.
Most of our votes were up in the air until the finale, so you guys are great. So
Yeah,
Do you know,
I would say mine was kind of like, if it would have been any combination of the three of you would have been up in the air. So but I was like gonna listen to what y'all said at this finale.
Yeah.
So I kind of came in pretty adamant, Adele, that I was going to cast my vote for you, I must admit, because I kind of did struggle a little bit. But then, Sam, I don't know what it was, but you just pipped it